Hey guys, so I'm just going to go through the opening and closing cash again. So if you have any questions on this, you need to send me a message and ask me, okay? First of all, just to note, when I give you solutions, I give you kind of coded solutions. So for example, you can see here the total expenditure is in purple. So this figure here, 4233, came from adding this figure plus this figure plus this figure here, okay? And that was in the first video that I did at the very beginning. I gave you an example of a budget to Caldwell family and we talked about. So that's what I did the whole way along here. I just added these three figures that were in purple to get this figure here, okay? And then finally I added this figure, and this figure to get the 31,569. Just another thing to note as well is that when I was doing this budget myself, I frequently added up these figures to get this figure, but then I'd also add these up. And if I didn't get the same figure here, I knew that something along here was wrong, okay? So it could be like that one of my figures around here was wrong or whatever. So that's just really important to note as well, is that while it's handy to just add these four figures to get your 12,524, I'd also add these, just double check to make sure that all of these are right, because if one of these is wrong, then these figures down here are going to be wrong, okay? So they all feed into one another. That's the first thing to note. Once I have these figures here, I can then move on to my net cash, so this here at the very bottom, okay? And all I did to get this 747, I literally just went and took the 4980 and I took from it the 4233 and I got this 747. So you can see here I color coded that as well. So you can see net cash was orange, and you know, I had kind of hoped that maybe you could see that I had subtracted both of those, alright? And then I just went along and did that the whole way along. So you can see I did 4980, take away the 7193. I did 4980, take away the 4123, got this 857, okay? Did that the whole way along. Again, remember, if it's negative, because obviously they spent more this month than they actually had income, then I put it in brackets, okay? Now, I'm just going to zoom in on the very last part, because that was the part that a lot of people seem to have skipped. So, I've told you now how I got the net cash. And that was just from taking my total income minus my total expenditure. Then, this opening cash of €1,000, that came from the very beginning of the question. There was a sentence that said their opening cash was €1,000. Okay, so that's why I put that in there. Okay, now because we are finding the sum of all of these months, I also put that figure in the very end here. Alright, so you can do that immediately, or you can wait until you have all of the middle part done. Okay, so then how I got this 1747? Well, very simply, I added these two boxes together. I got 1747. In the previous questions, I had drawn a little arrow. I had hoped that maybe you didn't need me to draw that arrow anymore. So arrow up here. So I bring that forward to my next month. And I'm going to have 2213. So that's a negative number. And add 1746. So I'll still get a negative number here. And it's 466. Again, bring that over into the next month. And now I'm going to add 857. And well, I'm going to add a negative number, which is to subtract 466. And I get 391. Again, bring that up. I have another negative number here. And now I have 391. So when I add 391 to that negative number, I get 525. Bring that up. I have 783. Negative 525 gives me 258. Bring that up. I have 327, negative 327, plus 258, I have negative 69. Now, what I'd said to you the last day was that these two figures have to equal. Okay, so those two boxes have to equal. And how that happens is because I get this 258, bring it into this month, okay? And I take 327, and I have minus 327 plus 258 gives me negative 69. Now, for this column here, so remember, this is my totals for all of these months, okay? So remember, we had the net income up the top, way up there, and then we had the total total income and then total expenditure. And I took one from the other and I got this negative number, minus 1069. Okay, so that's over the whole 6 months. My total income minus my total expenditure was this. So I then need to use my opening cash from the very beginning. All right, so that's why I say you can either put that in here and then immediately put it in there to remind you. That's what I often do so that I don't mess up with it. Or you can put it in here and work through the whole lot. And then when I add those two together, I get a negative 69. These two should always be equal. And again, like I said, any questions, ask me.